Millions were unemployed when the greatest wave of unemployment on record broke out in the autumn of 1929. Year by year, the numbers increased to figures ranging over 40 million. The nation struggled to keep unemployment away from their frontiers by imposing various restrictions on trade, migration, and currency. They erected tariff barriers, passed immigration laws, and made currency restrictions. These measures brought relief only for the moment. The evil progressed further, causing unrest, an open conflict, even contributing to the causes of war. This film is a study of the principles which cause the recurrence of unemployment. The main source is in the nature of money. These houses represent the homes of the community. From them lead two roads. One leads to the places where people have their jobs or where they look after their property. In the morning, people take this road to go to work or to attend to their business interests. The other road leads in the opposite direction towards the shops. The housekeepers take this way to do their day's shopping. They carry money to the shops. When they return, they bring back parcels of goods. At the end of the working day, the workers return to their homes for rest. This is the daily routine until comes payday. The day starts like any other day. Work begins as usual. Today, shopping goes on as before. But there is a change at night. The workers come home with money. Each brings back the income of the past period, be it wage or share in profit or revenue from interest. But surely the money paid out by the homekeepers to the shops somehow creates the incomes brought home by the workers. The money must eventually go round and complete the money circle. This money circle can be seen in action if the view is enlarged to show where people earn their living. The workers go to the various places where they have their jobs or properties. Some people go to the fields and mines where food and the raw materials of industry are produced. Others go to factories and offices where finished industrial goods are made and distributed. Others again work in shops where they wait on customers or manage the business. To the shops go the home workers to make their purchases. Part of the money which the customers bring to the shops is retained there to pay for wages and profits. The rest goes on to the factories to pay for these crates of goods. Some money is retained here for profits and wages, and the rest goes to the fields and mines to buy raw materials symbolized by these sacks. Thus money accumulates in all the places where men work. Some accumulates in shops, some goes on to accumulate in factories and offices, The rest is collected by the primary producers. All day long, money is being spent and paid and so distributed. At the end of the working day, activity closes down and the workers go home. This is how the days pass. But presently there comes another payday. It begins as usual. The workers leave home for their jobs. Primary producers, artisans and wholesale workers, retailers. The spending, the paying, the distribution of money is resumed. But this night there is a change. The workers now gather the money which has been piling up for them in the places where they make their living. From these accumulated stores of money, each takes home a share which is his or her income. Thus perpetually from income expenditure is made and expenditure. Symbols that have been used must be further simplified. Mines, factories and shops are lumped together. They become rectangles called business units. In the same way, the houses become one rectangle called homes. Take a single section of the homes and a corresponding section of the business unit. The business unit contains a pile of money. This is its business capital, which is part of its equipment. As production starts and the machinery of the factory works, a parcel of manufactured goods is made. Such parcels are produced day by day and accumulate inside the business unit until the end of the week. Then, on payday, a pile of money is handed over to the homes. The money enables buying to restart from the homes the next morning. In this picture, one day's expenditure goes to buy one day's production. The money is held by the business unit, the production parcel goes to the homes. By the evening of the day, a new production parcel is finished. Next working morning, buying starts again, and by the evening, another parcel is produced and ready for marketing. This buying and selling goes on day after day, until eventually all the money will get back again into the business unit. On the evening of payday, the whole pile is again handed over to the homes. So another week's buying can restart and the money circulates again from homes to business units and back again. Now the symbols can be further simplified. Payday is as usual. But now, when buying restarts, the pile of coins is spread out through the business unit into an imaginary flow. Soon the money is circulating round continuously in 6 groups buying day by day the produce of the business unit. 4 coins still buy a parcel in the same daily rhythm in which they were buying before. Now it will be simpler to have the flow of coins spread out evenly. And more convenient still for later purposes will be to make the circular flow into a square and then fuse the coins into a belt. Here is the money belt passing upwards through one of the business units. And now through the complete business symbol. Here is the money belt passing downwards through one section of the homes corresponding with one section of the business unit. And here it is passing through the rest of the home symbol. Here is the whole belt passing through homes and business units. An important feature must now be added to the system. This is the bank. Some people go to the bank to deposit their savings. These savings are against a rainy day or for some bright occasion. There is a continuous putting away of money. There are also people who draw on their deposits in the bank and who go to the shops to spend the money. Thus, all the time, money goes on trickling from the bank back into circulation again. The flows of money called saving and spending represent money being taken to the bank and being taken from the bank. It may happen that saving and spending are exactly equal, in which case they have no effect on the general circulation of money. As an experiment, let saving be for a while in excess of spending. We shall see the consequences when we start the flow. The extra savings are reducing the grey flow of expenditure. Watch the reduced flow approach the business units. As a result of excess saving, business units receive less money and pay out less money. Incomes will now be reduced accordingly so that circulation is reduced all round. Finish the experiment by making saving equal again to spending. Then no further reduction takes place in the circulation. Now for the reverse experiment. For a time there will be an excess of spending. This causes monetary circulation to expand again. In fact, all the money that was accumulated in the bank by excess saving is now being put back into circulation. If the spending and saving flows again become equal, the money belt remains constant. Inside the bank, changes must obviously be taking place during such experiments. There is an accumulation of money received, which we will call deposits. The level of deposits remains unchanged as long as saving equals spending. When saving is in excess of spending, deposits rise. This is where the money goes that is taken out of circulation. Now let spending exceed saving. This reduces the deposits and puts money back into circulation again. Naturally, such changes produce reactions in business. These are the business units. It will be more convenient to see them separated. The money that goes into the units represents expenditure to the buyers. The earners receive the money as wages, as rent and interest, or as profits. To the manager of business, part of the money going out is costs, and the rest is profits. The money coming in represents receipts. The amount of profit varies in the three business units. They are arranged in order of profitability. This unit, on the left, having the least profits. We will return to our starting point. Spending and saving are equal, and monetary equilibrium prevails. A saving experiment will disturb that equilibrium. Once more, monetary circulation is being reduced, and to the same extent in the business units, receipts are falling. Profits fall to the same extent. They fall in all three units. Here the manager finds that though they have fallen, they have not vanished. Here too, there is still some profit left. But in this unit, profits have disappeared altogether. What is to be done? Close it down. The unprofitable unit recovers its business capital by selling out its stocks. This closing down of a unit further reduces circulation. There is less money to flow through the homes, and here unemployment arises. The period of excess saving has caused business contraction. Now let spending increase and circulation will expand again. Receipts and profits rise. This businessman sees that with receipts like this, he could reopen the closed unit and work it at a profit. So he restarts the business and begins paying out wages again. The business capital that had accumulated thus comes once more into circulation. It flows round through the home units where unemployment ceases. In fact, the original equilibrium is restored. This is the simplest version of deflation and reflation. A stimulus to new investments may come from new inventions. Such a stimulus will be most effective if there is also an increase in employable population. This makes more workers available. The events arising from the situation start on the other side of the monetary circle among the business units coming into the picture now. This businessman observes the prevailing level of receipts. Considering the costs of his own plan based on the newest processes, he decides that he could start a new factory here and run it at a profit. With this plan in his mind, he goes to the bank to get the capital he needs for his new investment. This capital is drawn from deposits. The new machinery needed for the new enterprise is made in the machine works, so the money, as a new investment flow, passes into the machine works. From here, the money goes on to the homes in the form of wages paid to people in the machine works. Thus, more people are employed, and their wages leaving their hands join the flow of general expenditure. Thus, an addition is made to the circulation of money. It is equal to the amount of newly invested funds. In the course of 1 week, this addition is made to general income and expenditure. See the widened belt pass through the business units. From their increased income, people save more money. The continuation of investment causes a further increase of monetary circulation, an addition to incomes, and further increase in saving. Ultimately, incomes increase so much that additional savings fully offset the flow of investment. Expansion of the general flow has stopped. This steady state lasts while investment goes on. The increase of income is mainly in profits seen here on the left of the business units. These profits are divided between the units. Such profits are characteristic of a period of new investment on a large scale and are called windfall profits. Some of the newly invested money has gone into circulation to form these windfall profits. The rest is drained back by saving to the bank. Here it is stored up. Deposits rise belonging to firms or private persons who are enjoying the windfall profits. Such is the passage of money while new capital is being invested. When construction is completed, the investment flow ends. The businessman takes possession of his new business unit. The unit receives from the bank a sum of money as business capital. The business units are rearranged to make a space into which the new unit will fit. On the other side, in the homes, the unemployed section is moved to a corresponding position. The unit now takes its place in order according to profitability. It opens up by paying out its business capital. The unemployed are now put to work. The windfall profits cannot long outlast the period of investment. They are drained away by the continued excess of saving. Incomes become smaller. This makes saving begin to fall. As windfall profits are finally wiped out, the greater savings vanish altogether. This ends the first chapter in the story of investment, with saving and expenditure rebalanced. But look inside the bank. Where is the money which was spent from this container? It has been returned to the bank and is among the deposits of those who benefited by the windfall profits of the investment period. Leave for the time the general circulation of money and concentrate on the finances of the new business unit. From the first day of its life, the new unit will lose value by aging, shown by the darkening of the wheels. Restore it to newness again. Its original value is 100%, but the process of aging reduces the value by about 1/6 in 1 year. The fall in value goes on steadily year by year. During this period of first aging, the major part of the plant's value may be lost before renewals are started. But ultimately, the time comes for renewal. This makes the value of the plant go up again. After a varying time, renewals become so evenly spread out that aging and renewals practically balance. In this steady state, the value of the plant remains at about 50% of the original investment. Take the unit back to its first stage. Now, replace the business unit among the others. The manager observes the line of aging. He sees to it that as aging proceeds, a sum equal to the loss of value is withdrawn from the business and returned to the deposit from which the investment was paid out. This becomes a flow of repayments and ensures that none of the money originally invested is lost by depreciation. The container at the bank during the period of first aging is refilled at the rate at which value is lost by aging. While the value of the equipment has gone down, the level in the container has risen. If renewals are now set in hand, the manager spends money from the container at the machine works. This becomes a flow of renewals. It passes to the homes and so into the general flow of expenditure. At this stage, the renewal flow is greater than the repayment flow, so it is causing an increase in the value of the business unit at the expense of money being paid from the container. As the value of the equipment goes up, the money in the container goes down. but eventually the replacements of machinery slows down and there is a fall in renewals. Repayments and renewals become about equal and the steady state is reached. It may be assumed that the older business units have all reached the steady state. Accordingly, for them, the flows of repayments and renewals are equal. Such balanced repayments and renewals have therefore no influence on the general circulation of money. Investment and savings, when they are followed by first aging of the new equipment, have definite consequences. By their joint effect, they lead to deflation and slump. There are three business units at work. Saving equals spending, repayment and renewals are equal. In the bank are three containers for the three units. Now suppose an increase in employable population. A new enterprise is started, room is made in the bank, and a new container is inserted. From this container, the new investment is made, expenditure grows, and incomes increase in consequence. As a result, there is a growth of savings through which most of the invested money goes back into the bank. When the investment is completed, the new unit receives its business capital. It opens up by paying out wages and other outgoings. This leads to more money being in circulation. But as operations start, aging sets in and repayments are made accordingly. The twofold drainage by repayments and excess savings remove excess profits. After these, the excess savings disappear. The excess deposits arose by draining the container. But the container cannot remain empty. As aging goes on, it will be refilled with repayments. This money must be taken at the expense of normal circulation. The reduction of circulation wipes out profits in certain cases altogether. This leads to the shutting down of one business unit. In the homes, people become unemployed. This is the slump. When the business unit makes its first renewals, this may change the tide of business. Probably the first renewals of the new business unit lead to reflation, recovery, boom. The first renewal, paid through the machine works, cause an increase in general circulation. There is a rise in profits. This leads to the idle unit being reopened. This is followed by re-employment of idle workers. Meanwhile, the employable population has grown again. And this, together with the improvement in profits, will stimulate new enterprise. In the bank, a new unit is financed, And as this is started, we see the now familiar symptom of monetary expansion. This, as usual, is followed by increased savings. This unit gets its capital and starts paying repayments and wages. More people are employed. There are still workers available, so further investment will be undertaken. Another unit starts working, and full employment is reached. Hence, new investment has come to an end. Therefore, in the boom now in progress, there are present the causes of decline. Contracting forces, repayments, and excess savings left over from the investment campaign dominate further events. They soon wipe out windfall profits. With these profits, excess savings vanish. But the new containers in the bank still need to be filled from the renewal flow. To do this, circulation has to be reduced below the level of profitability. So come deflation and unemployment once more. The system has reverted to another slump again. Such are the ideas concerning the failures of our economic system which guide economists and statesmen in their struggle against these barriers. Barriers which can be overcome only by assured employment.